Let's make this Dollar Tree haunted house style Halloween decor piece. All right, so I have these two houses from Dollar Tree. They don't match, but that is okay. They come with a bunch of little furniture, so maybe if you wanted to make like a patio set for the outside, you could do that. So I'm going to use both of them, and I'm going to stack them. But I'm just showing you that you can attach them together, make like a whole little setup. So being that I'm going to attach them, I don't need roofs on both of them. So I'm taking the roof off of the bottom one there. It does, it's uneven when you do that. I tried to cut this piece off. It did not work well for me. Like you can see, I can get in there and start to cut it, but I can't get around the other side. And I didn't have a blade that can cut in the front. So what I'm gonna do is just put something in the like a little shim. So I also have these canvas pieces from Dollar Tree. You can get these in black too, but I have them in white. But I have this one, and we're going to use that for like the porch balcony that goes in between the two. And then I have just a frame from one because I did a project for the other one, but you can use two of them or you can just use the frame like I did. So when they are stacked, they'll look like that. You can push them more towards the front if you want. I ended up pushing mine down towards the back, but it was easy to cut off the little pieces that join them up. It was harder to cut off the top part, but it was easier to cut off those. So it's not that big a deal if you leave those on, but it fits nice and snug into the canvas if you do cut them off. And then you see I have the frame there for the bottom one. So I'm going to use that for the bottom one. And then I'm going to use the one that has the actual canvas on it for the top one or between the two. But I'm going to spray paint all of the pieces black. I'm just giving it one coat of the spray paint. And then to make a bottom for the bottom piece there, I'm just going to use the cardboard that it came in. You can use like a little wood plank or something like that, but I just used that. And then I cut it two sides, glued it on, and then I just painted it black. Then I'm going to take also that cardboard too, just to make something to level out that piece in between. So I just cut that to size, folded it up because I just need that little tiny piece there. So I folded that up, glued that down. I ended up needing to cut two of those. So I did two till it was to the right level, and I just glued those on top of each other. So I glued one down to the house and then the other one on top of that. And then I gave it a little bit of black paint just in case you see it from the front. I glued the top house into the canvas like upside down so that it was kind of like a fence or something, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to put like just little pillars so that it, stays up stable. But I just got these little wooden dowels from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack, and I'm just playing around with the size until I get the right size. So it's always better to cut bigger than cut smaller because you can always just take a little bit off. And these cut easy with the scissors. So once you make sure it's not all wonky and lopsided and you have one good piece, then you just use that piece as a template to cut another piece. And then I painted those black too. Again, just one coat. I'm not worried about perfect coverage with this because it's like a old haunted house, so it can look like a little distressed. But I just put a ton of glue in there and then some glue on top, and then I just put that in there, and then you just let that dry, and then you'll have both of your stories. I couldn't find a fence. I wanted a little picket fence to put around it, so I couldn't find a fence, but Dollar Tree had these bag of bones, so it's like a little styrofoam bones. I'm just going to give them again one coat of paint just to give them like that dirty look. You want to be careful with those though because they are sensitive, so they can break. So don't be too rough with them. And then I have these little wooden skewers from Dollar Tree, and so we're just making the fence out of that. So I'm cutting it to size, and I did that around all of the pieces. I just cut the pieces to size, and then I cut the bones in half. So like the bonish like shape, if that makes sense, was up top, and then the other pieces on the bottom. You want to make sure that when you're doing this, you're lining up the bottom even. The top could be all up and down, but you want the bottom even because you need to glue that down to the canvas piece. So before I did the bottom part, I just put a little moss in there. So like it's grass, but like it has a little brown in it. So it's like it's dead grass. And then for little pieces of decor, I just have this pumpkin from Dollar Tree. They come on little skewers. I'm just going to give that a coat of black paint too, just to kind of darken it up. But you can play around with this and have like fun little colors and stuff. And then the house does come with little people. I gave that person a little bit of black paint too. I left an opening for the gate in the front there at the bottom. And then I'm just going to pop these tea lights. They come from Dollar Tree and they have a cute little flicker on them. And that is it. If you like, give it a big old thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one.